Hello, everyone. Welcome to December. This is Barb with your monthly animal message to carry us through the month of December. I guess you could look at it as your animal guide to walk beside you, to take in the teachings of that animal, to help you in areas of your life you may be struggling with. So I thought we would first start by lighting a candle, because we're in the darkest month of the year. But as we move closer to the solstice on December 21st, that will be inviting more light back into the world. And it's really a great teaching that even among the darkness, the more darkness that we open ourselves to, the more light that can be exposed. So I think that's an important theme. It's definitely a theme I've been hearing from the different astrologers that I listen to. So I'm going to set this on the table behind me, just to again invite the light. We need more light in the world, right? And again, in order for more light to enter this beautiful planet of ours, and it's happening every moment, even though you may sometimes think it isn't, but it's happening. There is more and more light that is coming into this world. It's a beautiful thing. So again, what I wanted to say also is, and something that I have been experiencing, and then I'm going to pull two cards today, and I'll explain how I'm going to do that. But something that I've really been learning to do, or learning to be. I don't always like to look at things as a do, but rather a way of being, is opening myself to seeing that there is dark in the world and acknowledging it and being aware of it, and then letting go of it, and then rechanneling my energy into positive, and also being aware of all the amazing changes, even though I may not always see them and I don't know about them, but to trust that they are happening. And there are days I can really feel that energy, that things are shifting. I hope you're feeling that too. I've read several different articles as well that the tide is turning. So that doesn't mean we're out of the woods with some negative things and some difficult things that we're going to have to move through yet, but the tide is turning more so than it was in previous months, is what I am understanding. So I just wanted to give you that piece of hope and that piece of inspiration as we move into this month of December. So what I thought I would first do, sorry for the notification there, maybe I can't turn that off now that I'm on here. Sorry about that. I'm going to keep going. So what I thought I would first do is I thought I would pick a card to represent the theme for the month. Though I really feel called to say, it's really about freedom, but we'll see what else the card may reveal. And I'm going to pull a card from the Oracle of Seven Energies deck by Colette Baron-Reid. It's one of my favorite decks. I love the images on this and the messages on these cards. And then I'm going to pull an animal, depending on what this message is. I'm going to pull an animal card that will be our animal to guide us, to be our companion as we walk through these final days of 2021, and to help us move into 2022, which I'm hearing is going to be an impact year. From what I'm understanding, again, I really listen to different astrologists because I love knowing the energy of the planets and how that is helping us move through these times that we are going through. So let's see what the theme is. I haven't shuffled this deck yet, so let's give it a shuffle before I pull a card. All right, here we go. You ready? So what is the theme for the month of December? This one just popped out at me. Wow, interesting. It is smoke and mirrors. Oh, wow. That is a big, big message. Smoke and mirrors. So this is really an invitation for each of us to look at, well, I partially feel, and I'm going to say this also in regards to, listening to different astrologists and different spiritual teachers. I will bring this in as well, is we are going to be shown things that haven't been exposed yet. And, when that's technically what this is smoke and mirrors. What is it that we have been told, but perhaps is not the truth? What is being hidden from us? So we're being invited to, really pay attention to the subtle messages that are out there that have a deeper meaning for you to explore and look at, not only individually, but as a collective. Interesting, my voice is, excuse me, my voice is getting all crackly. And let me just look at this card a little bit. So yeah, the mirror is being shattered of what we thought was, and we're going to be moving into what actually is in order that we may heal. We may all heal individually and as a planet. I don't know why I'm having this frog in my throat. Okay, I'm going to try and keep going. If not, I might have to pause here. Now it seems to be getting a little bit bigger. Better. All right, so let's pull a card. That is a big message, really. Smoke and mirrors is inviting us to look at, what we thought was truth, and in actuality is not truth. And again, that's about looking at what I started out by saying too is, being willing to look at what is dark in our world in order to shed more light on it. And, I know that's hard sometimes because when we don't want to look at the dark because perhaps it's scary, and we, then our survival instincts kick in. But we have to trust that this has to be exposed so that we can shift the energy on this planet of one of more compassion and empathy for each other. All right, let's see which animal is going to guide us. This I'm pulling from, I don't have the deck in front of me, but it's from the Animal Love Oracle cards. You know what I'm first going to do? All of a sudden, this just popped in my brain. I just want to look at the guidebook for the smoke and mirrors to see if there's some additional information, because it is such a it is such a intense, this is an intense card. This is a really intense card, but at the same time, there's so much opportunity available to us within this message. So let's take a look at what this has to say. So the key concepts are seeing through the lens of past conditioning, the inability to recognize the truth of what is being offered, healing from misguided perceptions, moving beyond the illusion of separation. That one really stands out to me. Moving beyond the illusion of separation. I think we really have, I know that we have to come to this place of no matter what our beliefs are, that we still have to come together and respect and honor each other's beliefs and values. That's what's really standing out for me in that message. It also says being accountable for your biases and the way you view the world. So I'm going to read this message just to see if there's something more in it for us, because like I said, I really feel this is an important message. We're actually built to view the world inaccurately. Our five senses tell us we are separate from one another. We're conditioned to see times as linear. This creates a consciousness of delineation, I can't say this, being separate, I'm just going to say, and finality. We have an innate fear that what we see is all there is. Although we know deep down there is more, we are suspicious of it. Our fear of death results from this kind of perception. I'm going to invite us all to look at that last line. Our fear of death results from this kind of perception. Definitely something that's a theme I have visited myself these past 2 years with everything with the virus. So I think that's an important line in this message for us all to look at. The entire world is a construct of smoke and mirrors, and our job is to discover the truth that lies beyond this illusion. Discoveries at the frontiers of science align with what the ancients have known. At the atomic level, we are blinking lights in empty space. Consciousness is fundamental, time can be bent, and we are eternal. That's a big paragraph to take in, isn't it? I need to sit with that one too. So ask yourself if what you see is really just what you're looking for. What do you sense beyond your intellectual assessment of what is? I see that sentence as really tapping into our intuition and feeling into what is right for us individually. What doesn't make sense? We know that if we tap into the energies within our body, we just we just know. We know that something's not right. So it says, can you drop into your heart and soul and call for a vision, a feeling, an awareness of the true and authentic? I have some music playing. Sorry, let me just didn't want the talking advertisement on there. Every day, remind yourself that you are intrinsically connected to all life. The universe needs you to learn about it. You have within you extraordinary magic with which to co create life beyond your wildest dreams. Another key sentence there. Today, trust the inner voice that reminds you that you truly will find what you seek and more, even if outer conditions appear to challenge that. It's all smoke and mirrors. Things are not exactly as they seem. Again, a big, big message there. I think we can all agree on that, can't we? We can definitely agree that something is not as it should be, even though we may not exactly be able to pinpoint it. Some can, some can't. So it's just an invitation again to take a look at that. So what animal is going to guide us as we explore this theme of illusion? And when I think of illusion, the word that pops into my mind also is truth. That pulls us away from what is true for each of us. So it's an invitation that what may be appearing on the outside world, again, is not what we're being told. And then it's about turning that around and inviting ourselves to look at, now, does that fit for truth for me? And looking at that, and why or why not? So what animal is going to guide us? Oh, it's interesting. It is the rooster. And the words on the card are confident, passionate, and courageous acceptance. So, rooster, think about the rooster in the morning who makes that loud, loud call early in the morning. Really, I mean, you cannot deny when the rooster speaks, right? So, I love the message of, I love these words on here: confident, passionate, and courageous acceptance. And it's calling me back again. And it is interesting that the rooster does not call out like that in the night when it is dark, but it calls out when it is light. It speaks its truth. It makes his call in the light. It adds its beautiful message to bring more light into the world, which is our job to do as well. Each of us is to make our statement, to make our expression of light. And I'm feeling like that's what my monthly oracle readings are about for you, is sharing my light of messages from the animals and from oracle cards to help guide you toward your light, as you walk through your days and months and years. So it's about being confident in what you know as truth. It's about speaking that from a passionate place of your heart. So often, I think when we come from a wounded place, we tend to judge what other with how do I want to say this? When somebody else holds a different belief than us, but really that is just our fear that is being played out. So I think when I feel like we're being invited from Rooster to be courageous about accepting that there is darkness in the world, but also being passionate about where that is coming from. There are wounded souls walking this earth. And also then just being confident in what you believe to be true for yourself. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm totally getting from this rooster. But again, I'm gonna go to the guidebook because I feel this has been such a big message for the month of December. And it is interesting, as I said, many of the astrologers I listen to and the spiritual teachers that I follow, December is a pivotal month. It's a big month full of big energy. We have the opportunity to shift back to a more unity consciousness. And this is it. We get to decide this now. We get to decide if that is the place we want to be instead of living as if we're separate from each other, but coming together no matter what our beliefs are and standing together as one and knowing that we can consciously all together shift this planet in a positive direction. So the affirmation, because she includes affirmations for Rooster, are I am important and I am noticed. I never give up. I never surrender. I put my whole heart into everything I do. Let's just think about that. If we put our whole heart into what we believed, just think how that would light up this planet. If every person did that, walked what they believed to be truth for themselves, and lived from that passionate place. So the card you have selected shows a black Indonesian rooster embracing the early morning sun. The moon, which the early morning sun is defined as masculine, strength, and power. And the moon, feminine, there's a picture of the moon on the card. The moon represents feminine, intuition, and creativity. Now just think about that. It's about combining those two, the masculine and the feminine, having that be more in balance. We need all of that. We need that within ourselves, and we need that within the collective. So when the rooster appears at dawn, it is time to embrace your ability to wake others up. This is because he alerts when the moment of the darkness of night gives way to the morning light, illuminating the way for all. Being such a consistent and accurate timekeeper means the rooster is a natural, trustworthy leader like you. I love being such a consistent and accurate timekeeper. Means the rooster is a natural, trustworthy leader. It's about trusting our own inner compass. You need to recognize who you truly are and acknowledge the role you have come here to play. In China, the rooster protects against demons. This makes it a type of superhero with miraculous strength and stamina. With a courageous rooster at your side, you can face all challenges, mental, physical, and or spiritual. Be confident knowing that you can triumph over all situations and do it on your own. Yeah, 2021 has been a year. I mean, it started in 2020, obviously, but this year has really been about stepping into our own power, that it is up to us to lead our lives. It can get tiring being a hero, therefore, it is important that you take a break from your hectic life in order to recharge your batteries. Get a massage, take a walk as the sun rises, listen to uplifting music, do anything you love. And this is reminding me of staying in balance, being open to looking at what is dark in the world, but then coming back to the place that refreshes your spirit and brings you back into balance. And the past 4 days with the Thanksgiving holiday, I have been totally nesting in my house and, putting up holiday decorations, having made the turkey for John and I on Thursday, and listening to music and reading and just all those things that make me feel really good inside and bring me lots of joy. And that's how we stay balanced. And again, it's about not getting sucked down into the rabbit hole of darkness, but yet acknowledging that it is there. And then, doing our part to help continue to bring more light into this world. So whatever that looks like for you, to make sure that you're still bringing that into your life, for yourselves as well. Since this rooster is black, it also takes on the meaning of mystery, authority, sophistication, and elegance. Many fear the color black since it represents the opposite of light. Interesting, isn't it? But in art, black is the totality of all colors, making it inclusive, all encompassing, and complete. In our dualistic reality, black, the color of our shadow side, focus on integrating and accepting any past actions that you were less than balanced. The black rooster alerts you to any behavior that keeps you looping in illusion. Again, that goes back to where in our lives are we coming from a past conditioned self, or we're coming from that wounded place that we didn't heal, that hasn't healed. This is a time to heal that, to acknowledge that, to know that you had to walk through that for your own purpose, and that there is a gift in that. Honor the totality of what brought you to this moment. I feel like I'm saying it and then I'm reading it. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Honor the totality of what brought you to this moment, since it has created the perfect you right now. You might just be a different person than you think. The rooster reminds you to get up early and be productive. Then strut your stuff with absolute confidence, knowing that a powerful force is right behind you, or perhaps walking beside you. Thank you, Rooster. Wow, Rooster is going to be walking beside us through this month of December as we open ourselves to be willing to look at the dark in the external world and look at the shadow side within ourselves, and it begins here by healing that darkness within ourselves in order to shift the collective. Wow, that was powerful. Rooster and smoke and mirrors. The theme is smoke and mirrors for the month, and the animal that is rooster. Amazing. I hope you enjoyed that message, and I hope that is helpful to you and will help to guide you through this month of December and into 2022. So lastly, and I know this is a long video today, but I just really felt called to read some of the messages from the guidebook as well, because I just think it's really an important message. So I also wanted to share with you, because I started out by saying freedom. And when I look at these two messages, smoke and mirrors is seeing beyond the illusion. And when we see beyond the illusion and we're willing to look at the shadow of the external and within ourselves, there is a freedom that comes with that. And I believe this is such a big message for 2021. As we move, we're going to take this with us, this message of freedom into 2022. And we're going to be confident and passionate about what we know is true for ourselves. So I don't even know if I've shared, I think maybe last year I did, but I have an Etsy shop now where I create animal oracle cards. Oh, I just gave something away. I will be soon sharing. I'm making an animal oracle card deck. That was a slip. I'm not quite ready to share the deck yet. I'm tweaking some of the cards yet. But what I meant to say is in my Etsy shop, I offer these collage, one of a kind, oracle, what do I call them again? Animal oracle art cards that I do. And what these are, this is the original, and this is Eagle that I felt very called to work on in the last couple of weeks. I've had Eagle just showing up all the time. And before I actually came on to do read the message for you today, I was on one of my social media pages, and the first thing I see is Eagle. So I knew I had to share it with you today. So these are 5x7 animal oracle art pieces that I do, and they're a mixture of collage. I also bring in an element of nature. So this is an oak leaf that I found out on one of my walks. And then it's also paper, chalk pastel or pastel chalks, paint, um, gel pens, and chalk pencils as well. And these are images I used from the public domain. And my eye is always drawn to images that I have more of a vintage feel. So this will be available in my Etsy shop, but I felt it was important to bring this in as part of the message for December too, about calling us all to heal what we need to heal within ourselves so we can have freedom within our own hearts. And when we have freedom within our own hearts, that vibrates into the world for the collective, so that as a collective, we can experience more freedom. So I love how the eagle is looking up to the star and looking up to the light. You know, the bird is very symbolic of being grounded here on earth, but as well as the fact that they can fly, and they can go between the two spaces. Um, and just remembering that the light is always there if we look for it, just as the eagle is looking up to the light. What is your North Star, right? What is your North Star? All right, I think that is going to be the end today, the conclusion of the message for December. I wish you all the happiest of holidays. And I just want to say a big grateful thank you for always tuning in each month and listening to my animal messages. I think I'm going to continue to do them as a monthly message right now as I finish up, working on some projects that I've been working on. So that's it, I guess. So I don't know else how to end this. So again, wishing you all the best. So grateful for each of you. And I send you so much peace and so much love. And let's have that radiate out into the world and make this planet an absolutely more beautiful place. All right. I'll see you again in January 2022. Take good care. Bye-bye.